Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Keith. You're watching Barber's Auto Help. Thank you so much for watching. In today's video, we're going to be cleaning the mass airflow sensor on this 04 Ford Ranger equipped with a 3.0. Now, while this is an 04 Ford Ranger, this information will basically apply to any Ford Ranger out there that is equipped with a mass airflow sensor. Now, mind you, there are going to be differences between the years and different setups, but basically the main mechanics of this operation are going to be pretty similar, if not the same. However, please refer to your repair manual for those differences. Of course, before you get started, be sure that the vehicle is in park, that the vehicle's turned off and the keys out of the ignition. And go ahead and apply the parking brake as well. Now, this is where the mass airflow sensor lives on my Ford Ranger right here. It's in the top portion of the air filter housing, just before the air inlet tube that goes to the throttle body right there. Okay, so we're going to need to disconnect this electrically, and there's a little lock tang on the bottom side that you have to push in on and pull out. Now, I do believe that my connector is actually missing a piece. There's supposed to be a red clip in there that you're supposed to slide backwards first and then push down on the locking tab and then release the connector. Here's an example here on my 07 Ford Edge. That thing has to be pulled back before you can actually unlock it and disconnect the connector. And by the way, I should have mentioned this before I actually disconnected it. If you have some canned air or compressed air, just kind of lightly blow around this area right here, because you don't want any dirt or debris to get inside where that actual sensor goes into the air filter housing. Now, there are two screws that hold this thing on, and you can see that they are kind of different. They have what's called star patterns in them, and it receives a Torx bit. And what you're going to need is a T20 Torx bit and a socket wrench to loosen these screws up here. We're just going to put it in there and go ahead and take those screws right out. And put these in a safe area. You do not want to lose these. Go. Now, once you got your two screws out, you can then remove the mass airflow sensor, just like that. So here it is. This is the mass airflow sensor, and we're going to be cleaning out the inside of that sensor. I don't know if you can see that. Get it to focus. Come on, camera. There we go. And you can see it's a little nasty up in there. We're going to be cleaning that area out. We're also going to spray up in that little window there and get all the dirt and the grime out of there and contaminants so that this thing reads better. Now, when you do this, you want to use specifically mass airflow sensor cleaner. Do not use anything else to do this other than mass airflow sensor cleaner. Now, this brand here that I'm using is CRC. They're not a sponsor. I bought this with my own money, but I like the CRC brand and it does a good job in my opinion. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the CRC and we're going to liberally spray into the sensor. Now, if you had the straw on here, you could use a straw to help aim a little bit better. However, do not put the straw down in there. Do not touch anything inside there with any utensils or your hands or fingers or anything. You just want to spray the actual chemical inside the sensor. There we go. And it's pretty much that simple. Once you're done, go ahead and sit your mass airflow sensor down. Give it some time to dry. I'd say at least 2 minutes, give or take. And this stuff realistically dries very quickly, so it should be dry by the time you get ready to put it back in there. But just in case, just a couple of minutes at least. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. And you can see that there is quite a difference in there. It's nice and shiny, nice and clean. Now you can see I've got a little bit of condensation on there. It may actually help to maybe spray some compressed air that's used for like computers and stuff. Just kind of gently spray it up in there and kind of help to dry out any condensation that might have formed. That's not actually the chemical. That's from it getting cold and it being humid out here. That condensation will build up on there, but you want it perfectly dry before you put it back in. Now, when we're going back in with this thing, we want to be careful. We don't want to get any dirt and contaminants inside the air induction system. So clean off the base here where that gasket is and get it nice and clean, get all the dirt and debris off of it. And you also want to do the same thing to where the mass airflow sensor bolts up. Just kind of get any dirt and debris out of the area there. You don't want anything to get inside that hole. So kind of brush away from the hole, if you will. All right, go ahead and insert your mass airflow sensor back into the receptacle there. And start your screws out by hand. And you just snug these down. I do not know what the torque spec is on these screws here, but it's not too terribly much. Just kind of snug. That should do it. Go. All right, and reconnect your connector. You want to make sure that when you put it on, it snaps into place like that. Give it a little tug, make sure it's secure. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's really simple, pretty straightforward. Now, do read the entire description down below this video before you attempt this. There may be some things I need to clarify after the fact. That's where I do that. Also, please read the disclaimer at the very end of it. And I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, guys. Have a great one.